The crisis deepens. A new anti-slavery party. Due to the weakening of political parties, the Republican Party was founded to stop the spread of slavery into Western territories. In 1854, the Republican Party was created to put an end to slavery expansion into the new territories of the West. Republican victories in congressional elections and the northern states' elections made Democrats lose control over all but two northern states' legislatures. In 1856, the Republican Party ran its first candidate for the presidency, John C. Fremont, though Democrat James Buchanan was elected. Fremont won in 11 of the nation's 16 free states. The Dred Scott decision. The ruling of the Supreme Court in the Dred Scott v. Sandford case changed the nation's paradigm. In 1857, the Supreme Court issued a ruling that would change the paradigm on slavery in the territories. The Dred Scott v. Sandford case. Dred Scott was a slave who had been once owned by an army doctor. He sued for his freedom based on the fact that they lived for a while in Illinois and Wisconsin, free states where slavery was illegal. They settled in Missouri after that. With the help of anti-slavery lawyers, Scott sued for his freedom. The court, through Roger V. Taney, wrote the decision. Scott had no right to sue in federal court because African Americans were not citizens. The mere fact of living in free territory did not make an enslaved person free. Slaves were property, and the Constitution protected property rights. The ruling went even further, stating that the Congress did not have the power to prohibit slavery in any territory. Thus, the Missouri Compromise was unconstitutional. Supporters of slavery rejoiced because it meant that slavery was legal in all territories, and Northerners were stunned by this. Abraham Lincoln was one of the first who spoke against the decision, arguing that the denial of citizenship for African Americans was based on a false point of view of the United States history. The Lincoln-Douglas debates. In the debates between Lincoln and Douglas, Lincoln was firmly against the spread of slavery. Abraham Lincoln was an Illinois lawyer who served in his state's legislature. He was a Republican who strongly opposed the Kansas-Nebraska Act and its author, Stephen Douglas. In 1858, Lincoln ran against Douglas for a seat in the Illinois Senate. Lincoln defied Douglas in a series of public debates that were heard and followed by the entire nation. As Douglas defended popular sovereignty, Lincoln opposed slavery's spread. Douglas won the Senate election, but the debates made Lincoln known throughout the country. John Brown's raid. Northern support to John Brown's actions both surprised and outraged Southerners who supported slavery. After the Potawatomi Massacre, John Brown returned to New England. There, he plotted a plan to seize all weapons, give them to the enslaved, and thus start a revolt to put an end to slavery. In 1859, Brown and a small group of followers attacked the town of Harper's Ferry in Virginia. They attempted to get guns the army had stored there. Brown gained control of the weapons, but troops under Colonel Robert E. Lee surrounded them, killing 10 and seizing Brown. Brown was sentenced to death and argued only that the Bible instructed him to take care of the poor and enslaved. When he was hanged on December 2, 1859, churches throughout the North tolled their bells to praise our hero. Southerners were shocked at how Northerners were mourning a person who attempted to lead a slave revolt.